this story. It's probably the most ancient tale I know, and it's called Mahicanituc. You'll know how to say it and what it means by the time the tale ends. Once upon an ancient time, around the winter fires, the wise ones gathered everyone in and said, listen, listen. We'll tell you now of a great giant. They said, long the giant slept. How long had the giant slept? Well, against its sleeping body, there formed a lake. And the giant, in his dreams, invited animals to come and live by his lake. And oh, they came. The scurrying squirrel, the slithering snake, the snapping turtle, the industrious beaver, the banded raccoon, the deer, the moose, the bear, the eagle, and even the woolly mastodon came to live by the giant and his lake. And long the giant slept. The giant then in his dreams invited people to come by his lake. They came with baskets. They found when they went around the giant and his lake, they could always fill the baskets with roots and nuts and berries and fish and animal skins. And long the giant slept. In the winter time, the wise ones described how when the giant walked around, bow, bow, bow. Where he put down his feet, the people found places to put down their homes of bark, branches, and skins. And long the giant slept. They described how the giant could settle great arguments between the thunder beings. And it takes something to settle an argument between a thunder being standing as tall as an oak tree, with a body like a great bird, but heads like young and old men. And when they argued, ba-boom, quack-ow! Oh, 'twas a fearful sound. But the giant would pick them up and would tuck them away beneath waterfalls. But long this giant slept. The people also discovered the land around the giant and his lake was good. Why, they could take in their hands the 3 sisters. And could you please take the 3 sisters in your hands, hold them out like this, and now throw them. I know what some of you were thinking. I'd like to throw my sister sometime. Well, this was different. When they threw their 3 sisters, they could sit and watch and see Sister Corn grow straight as your arm, and Sister Bean twined around Sister Corn, and Sister Squash spreaded their feet on the ground. Long the giant slept. The people were grateful. Every morning, they would lift up the deerskin flap on the wigwam and step out. They would smile as the sun slanted over the giant's slumbering body and sparkled onto the lake, and they'd sing out in their language words of thanks. Onewa! Onewa! Would you please echo that back? Everyone say, Onewa! 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 And long the giant slept. And in the winter they told tales of the giant, and every day they gave thanks. Onewa! Onewa! Then it happened, as it does with all things. Change came to the giant. Trees began to grow around his feet. His legs covered with vines, and soon slithered with snakes, and were scurried over by squirrels. The giant's arms created swampy places for the snapping turtle and the beaver, his body covered with grass, and people began to put wigwams and even longhouses on the giant's sleeping body. And in the summertime, children would swim in 2 ponds of water, forgetting that right below their kicking feet were the giant's sleeping eyes. So long had the giant slept. Now, people coming out of the wigwams looked over the giant, covered with trees and wigwams and animals. They wondered, what is that? I don't know, the wise ones say it's a giant we should give thanks to. Looks like a hill. Yeah, looks like a hill to me too. Why should we give thanks to a hill? I'm not. And instead of giving thanks, soon they began to just give this. Everyone, please say, oh nay.
Oh nay. Oh nay.
And when the wise ones became Manitous, spirits, no one told a tale of the giant, nor did they even give him thanks. Without a tale or thanks, the giant's heart broke. And heartbroken, no longer would the giant sleep. Crack! He opened a hole in the sky and shook off the rocks and trees and animals and wigwams and 3 sisters. He moved apart his massive legs and stood up. Standing, the giant let go of that lake which long he had dammed, and it rushed and rolled and roiled into an old riverbed. It scoured that riverbed so deep that the water from the lake made its way all the way into the ocean. And there the waters met like 2 grasping hands. Please grasp your hands together. People cried. The giant stood up, washed many of us away. But look, the giant's gone, but he left us a river. Oh, but that's no ordinary river. Watch. The river. It flows both ways. Everyone, lean over this way and say, the river that flows both ways. The river that flows both ways. Now lean this way and say, Mahicanituc. Mahicanituc. Say, the river that flows both ways. The river that flows both ways. And Mahicanituc. Mahicanituc. Now on your own. The river that flows both ways. Hold on to this. New peoples came to live along Mahicanituc. They were Kitchawank and gave us names like Katona and Suckabone and Siwanoi. They found life harder. They didn't always fill their baskets. The 3 sisters wouldn't always grow, but still, these people, the Lene Lenape, they learned. If they took care and gave thanks to Mahicanituc, it would take care of them. And thus they say, Onewa Mahicanituc! Onewa Mahicanituc! And still, that river flows both ways. Do any of you know what we call that river today?
The Hudson River?
Indeed, the Hudson River, and it still flows both ways. And I now can tie up this story, and thank you for listening to it. Thank you.